Hello, everyone. Thank you for attending this webinar. My name is Dan. Today, I'm going to share with you a short presentation on this finding opportunity in trade at close session. Okay, trade at close, short form also known as TAC. Okay, Before I start the presentation, may I ask how many of you actually switch off your stock screen, your computer screen after the market close at 5? Well, if you do, then perhaps you want to stay for another 10 to 15 minutes because indeed there are some opportunities in these TAC sessions that's ongoing about 10 minutes after the market close. Okay. This presentation is solely for the purpose of investor education and knowledge sharing. So this is not an inducement to buy or sell any investment products. Split this webinar into two parts. Okay, the first part is to provide information on what is TAC, trade at close, and I believe a lot of active traders or experienced investor might have known what is a pre-open routine, pre-close routine, indicative equilibrium price, IEP kind of thing. Okay, but for the benefit of those who are not aware of all these pre-open and pre-close routine, I would like to share a very short and brief background on all this because they are somehow linked to this TAC session in a way. Okay, and the second part of this webinar will be on how to use this information to your advantage, okay, to your benefit. I mean, it's good to know something, but it's better to know how to make use of that something to your benefit. Okay, what is TAC sessions? Okay, TAC, also known as Trade at Close, is formally introduced on the 3rd of June this year by SGX in a bid to create to make the market behave in a better way. Okay, and it's actually a 10 minutes trading phrase commencing immediately after the closing routine. Meaning to say, after the market closed at 5:05, after the pre-close routine, there's actually another 10 minutes of ongoing trading until 5:16. Okay, and for this TAC session, right, two things to take note. One, the orders can only be matched at the closing price, meaning any order that is being executed at TAC sessions can only be executed at the closing price. Okay, and it's only available to stocks that has a closing price in the first place. Like for example, if stock A is not traded for the whole day, then there will be no TAC session. Okay, because obviously when there's no last done, there's no closing price, and when there's no closing price, you won't be able to trade during the TAC sessions. Okay. A match limited order from the closing routine will be carried forward to the TAC session. Essentially, it means that those orders that you key during the day, in the morning, in the afternoon, will be valid throughout the TAC session. Okay, and any orders that is not matched at the TAC session close will lapse. This is of course with the exceptions of GTD order, the good till date order, where you can key in the trade for a few days. But GTD order will be another topic for another day. Okay, so this is something to take note. Okay, to fully understand how TAC works, I need to touch a bit on the pre-open, the pre-close routine, and how they actually works. Okay, for pre-open, right, on a full day trading session, it occurs 2 times a day during the opening routine and the midday breaks. Okay, opening routine starts at 8:30 a.m. and close randomly between 8:59 or 58 or to 8:59 a.m. And midday breaks start at 12 p.m. to 12:58 to 12:59 p.m. Okay, you may be wondering why is there a random closing for this pre-open routine. In fact, this random closing also applies to pre-close as well. Okay, this random closing is also introduced by SGX many years ago to help the market to open or close on a very reasonable process. Okay, okay. Um, order queue in the order books prior to the start of the midday break will continue to rest in the order book. This is the same for orders that was keyed in for the morning session as well. For example, if you have a key and order at say 8 a.m. or 8:30 a.m., okay, if it's not matched at the pre-open routine at 9 a.m., okay, they will still be in the books or rather in the system until the midday break. And if it's not done during the midday break, it will still be in the system until the end of the day. Okay. Okay. During this pre-open routine, right, you can send in new orders, you can cancel the orders, or you can modify the existing orders. Okay, but they will not match. This is what we call auction trading. Okay, so you can put in new order, you can withdraw order, or you can cancel order, but the order will only be matched at the opening price. Okay, meaning if you are buying, right, if you are queuing at the price lower than the opening price, your order will be on the queue. If you key in a order where the opening price, no, when your buying price is higher than the opening price, your order will be filled at the opening price. Okay, that is the same for selling. For example, if you key in a sell order before the market open or during the pre-open routine, if your sell price is lower than the opening price, your sell order will be executed at the opening price, which is a better price for you. However, if your selling price is higher than the opening price, okay, your order will stay in the system for the rest of the day or until you cancel the order. Okay. Pre-close. Okay. The mechanism between pre-open and pre-close is actually the same. The only difference is that pre-close occur at 5 p.m. to sometime between 5:04 and 5:05. Yes, random closing also occurs in pre-close. Okay, so we wouldn't know when the market closed exactly. It's somewhere between 5:04 or 5:05 p.m. Okay, and during this pre-close period, right? This pre-close routine, same as the pre-open, you can enter new order, you can cancel the order, or you can change your existing orders. Okay, but they will or will not match only at the closing time, which is between 5:04 or 5:05. Okay, likewise, as I explained in the pre-open, if you are buying, if your buy order price is higher than the closing price, you actually get the closing price, which is a lower price. Okay, and if you are selling, okay, if your selling price is lower than that closing price, your order will be executed at the closing price. Okay, so it will always be better off. Okay. Okay, you guys may be wondering, I keep saying opening price, closing price, how to determine open price and how to determine closing price. Okay, during this pre-open routine and this pre-close routine, okay, there's actually this indicative equilibrium price. Okay. In this slide, right, there's a lot of words here. Okay, but I think it will be better. It better to help you to understand with more illustration, which will come in the next few slides. Okay, but just maybe let me briefly go through the theory. Okay, so IEP is actually the price at which order would have been executed if the auction matching were to occur at that point. Okay, it's real time. Okay, and it helps you to assess the market and adjust your order accordingly if you really want to get the opening price or the closing price. Okay, um I don't know, for those investors who has been in the market for maybe more than 10 years, you will realize that very long time ago, during the pre-open and pre-close, you will actually see that the buy price is higher than the ask price during this pre-open and pre-close routine, which is not normal. Okay, as we all know, in a normal trading session, the buy and sell price, the buy price will always be lower than the sell price. Okay, but that way of auction matching is prone to manipulation. So SGX has since masked all the bid and ask price during this period and come up with this IEP price. Okay, at this point in time, perhaps I can show you some illustration to help you better understand what I'm trying to put across. Okay, this is actually a screenshot that I have taken on the 19th of July during the pre-open session. Okay, you can look at the time here. It was taken at 8:54 a.m. in the morning. Okay, if you realize, you look at the bid and ask, okay, most of the bid and ask here, in fact, all of it here, okay, are at the same price. Okay, for example, DBS 26.55, bid 26.55 ask. Okay, this 26.55 is actually the indicative equivalent price, the IEP. Okay, meaning to say, if from this 8:54 a.m. until 8:58 a.m., if there's no change, if there's no order coming in or no order going out, the opening price will be 26.55. Okay, this pre-open routine, these pricings are real time. Okay, meaning if you would have put an order in a price for buyers, if you have put a higher price, and for seller, if you put a lower price, you can actually change this IEP accordingly, and it will be reflected in your system. Well, at least in Poems, because it's real time. Okay, maybe let me give you an example so that you can have a better idea of what I'm trying to say. Okay, maybe we can zoom in on this DBS. Okay, these are 4 columns. Okay, buy volume 305, bid 26.55, ask 26.55, and sell 329 lots, rather 329,000 shares. Okay, what it essentially means that at this point in time, 8:54 a.m. 37 seconds, okay, people, or rather investors who are queuing to buy DBS at 26.55 and higher is amount to 305,000 shares. Okay, and the number of sellers, okay, all the sellers queuing to sell DBS at 26.55 and below amounts to 329,000. Okay, so in this case, it actually means that if nothing happens, if there's no new order going in and new order going out at this point in time, if the market were to open at this time, okay, the bid and ask, the ask price will be 26.55 because the sell volume here 329 is higher than this buy volume 305. Okay, so let me give you a hypothetical example. For example, if you were to put in an order to buy DBS, maybe you put say 30,000 shares at 26.56. Okay, so you see when you add 30,000 shares at 26.56, okay, this number will become 335. Okay, this number will become 335, and assuming that there's no changes in the sellers, it will still stay at 329. Okay, but as I said, this 329 are people who are queuing to sell at a lower price of 26.55 and lower. But since now the buyer is more than the seller, this IEP might move one bit higher. It means that it could be 26.56, 26.56. Okay, and the buy volume could be 335 minus 2329 will be about 6 lots here. Then the sell volume will be those sell volume at 26.56 and lower. Okay, so this is just a hypothetical example. I hope it's clear to you guys, because I do know that it could get a bit confusing here, but no problem. We have you can always leave some question behind later, and I will address them accordingly. Okay, so in a nutshell, this is the pre-open routine. Okay, it's an example of a pre-open routine. You can look at some other counter, like for example, OCBC is very close, 1160, 1160, 499, 492, which means that if I put in 8 lots or 8,000 shares to sell at 11.58 or 11.57, I could potentially change the IEP price to 11.59 or even 11.58. Okay, because they will react accordingly. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, because of this mechanism, SGX has this random closing, so that traders will not be able to know when is the exact closing price, and hence will not be able to manipulate the closing price. Okay, next. Okay, this one is another screenshot taken on the 9th of July during the pre-close routine. The time is 5:03 p.m. So it's between 5 p.m. to 5:04. It is on a pre-closing routine, and as with pre-open routine, you will notice that the bid and ask, okay, for certain counters are the same, and for certain counters they are different, but the bid will never be higher than the ask in this case. Okay, just allow me to give a very brief, a very quick illustration example here. For example, Singtel, okay, the bid and ask is 346, 3.4 million to buy, 1.6 million to sell. Okay, which means that if at this point in time, if there's no new order going in, no new order coming out, no withdrawal, no amendment or anything, the closing price will be 3.46. Okay, and as I mentioned earlier, this 1646, right, 1.6 million shares queuing to sell at 346 denotes all the seller that queue at 3.46, 3.45, 3.44, 3.43, and thereafter. Okay, they will not match. Okay, they will only match when the market, when the pre-close routine ends. Okay, so in this case, for those who have queued at 3.45 between 5 p.m. to 5:04 p.m. Okay, if they queue at 3.45, they would have sold at 3.46, one bit higher. Okay, I will illustrate this later in my slides under the opportunities. Okay, but this at this point in time, I just want to illustrate to you and show to you what a pre-close routine is. Okay. Okay, this is very new. As I said, TAC is only introduced on the 3rd of June this year. And what happened was that this is a screenshot taken on the 9th of July. Okay, it is taken at 505. Okay, so you see, I'm not too sure about other platform, but for Poems, right, we have a new column here called TAC. Okay, trade at close. Those without TAC price here means that you will not be able to buy or sell during the TAC session for these counters. And obviously, these are all structured warrant, so it's quite logical that there's no TAC. Okay. Mm, um, in this case, right, this one, all these pricing here, like for example, Thai Bev, okay, 87, it actually tell us that the closing price on that day is 87, but the market has not ended yet. There's still a 10 minutes trading phase until 5:16 for people, or rather for investors or vested investors or traders who want to sell Thai Bev. Maybe they are on their contra last day, or maybe they just want to get it today, maybe because they want to sell because of margin call. They can still do so during this timing, 5:06, or rather 5:05 to 5:16. They can still sell at 87. Okay, the order will still be executed. Okay, this is unlike before the 3rd of June, whereby the market totally closed at 5:05, full stop, period. Okay, but for this new initiative, you can actually still trade during these 10-minute windows. Okay, this is especially good for people who want to buy or who want to sell, but they couldn't get their order done during the normal trading session. Okay, like for example, maybe there's investor A badly want to buy say Capital.com Trust. Okay, he queued for the whole day at say 2.16, but it was not done. But he don't mind buying at a higher price, but he just want to buy on that day. Okay, and he turned on the computer at 5:05 or 5:06. He thought the market is closed already and there's no more trading. Wrong. Actually, if he still want to buy, he can still buy it during this 10-minute window at 2.18. The order will still go through and it will still be executed, and he will get his capital contrast. Um, Likewise, for seller, which is more applicable in this case, or rather in most of the case, because of last day contra, because of margin call, because of a lot of other reasons where an investor just want to get rid of their stocks. Okay, and he queued for the whole day and it was not done. This is a 10-minute trading phrase, a 10-minute window for him or for her to sell their stocks. Like for example, Capital More Trust. Okay, let's say for example he had been queuing to sell for the whole day, it was not done. Then he switched on his computer at 5:10 p.m. for example. He badly want to sell. He can still sell at 263. If the quantity is not more than this 295, it will be executed immediately. Okay. Okay. Let's move on. Okay, now I have already briefly explained what is TAC sessions, how pre-open, pre-close works. Okay, what is the indicative equilibrium price, the IEP? With this knowledge in hand, how do we seek out opportunities in them? Okay, as I mentioned earlier, for the benefit of those who are not familiar with pre-open routine and pre-close routine, okay, I do add in one or two slides on opportunity during this pre-open and pre-close as well. Okay, the rest of the slides are all screenshots of real data that was taken for the past 2 months. Okay, so rest assured, no more words, no more theory. Okay, it's all more of real data. So that you guys can relate to it better. Okay. Oh yeah, sorry. There's still one slide on these words. Okay, opportunities. When will all these opportunities present themselves? Okay, every trading day. Okay, because every trading day for company specific news, certain counters, there are people who want to buy or want to sell, buy that day, on that day, kind of thing. So there'll be opportunity there every day. Okay, more significantly, you will also find opportunity during month's end and quarter end. Okay, month end as in SIMSKI contract rollover date. Okay, for those who are not aware, SIMSKI is actually a futures contract. It's something like STI, but it's traded as a index futures over at our derivative side, on our future side. Okay, so every month the contract is a monthly contract, so every month there is a closing. They have to close the contract and they have to settle the contract value. Okay, so in this case, most of the blue chip may see some closing that is unusual, maybe higher, maybe lower. Okay, this is an opportunity whereby vested investors can buy or sell, perhaps at a better price. Okay, more significantly will be on the quarterly end, like for example window dressing. Okay, window dressing is a term used when fund managers want to do up their own portfolio before they close the books. Okay, but that will be another topic for another day. Okay, the most significant opportunity is actually on triple witching dates. Okay, what does triple witching dates stand for? Okay, it's actually refer to those dates whereby there's a quarterly expiration of stock option, stocks index futures, and stock index option trade contracts, all occurring on the same day. Okay, because just now I mentioned month end SIMSKI contract rollover. Okay, but on triple witching, it actually means other asset class also closing their, also doing a rollover on exactly the same day. Okay, and these triple witching dates occur 4 times a year. Is on the third Friday of March, June, September, and December. Okay, I'm not going to touch too much on these triple witching dates. Okay, for investors who are interested to know more about this, you can actually go to these website and read up on it. Perhaps they'll give you a better idea. Okay, because this in itself is a very big topic. Okay, let's move on. Let's look at some opportunity in the during the pre-open routine. For example, let's see Netlink Trust. Okay, for investors who have been looking at the market recently, you'll notice that in recent days, because this was taken on the 19th of July. Okay, Netlink is trading at a very tight range, maybe 88 to 89, which with a very big buyer at 88 and perhaps very big amount of seller at 89. Okay, for example, if you want to buy Netlink for use, okay, and you want to seize an opportunity to buy low, okay, obviously looking at this screen, right, on this day, there are 5.9 million queuing at 88. Okay, so if you want to buy Netlink today, okay, absolutely want to get it, you have to buy at 8.5. Okay, because if you key in an order to buy at 88, you'll be queuing behind this 5.9 million. Okay, not that it will not be done, but obviously the likelihood is much less because you are queuing behind this 5.9 million. And if yours is ever done here, it means that there is enough seller. There's a 6 point something over million sellers to sell down to you in order for yours to be hit, which may not be good in a way lah. Okay, so how to take the opportunity during this pre-open routine? What you can do is you look at this sell volume 0.88 187,000 shares. Okay, if you want to buy NetLink, say 5,000 shares, you can actually key in an order to buy at 0.885 5,000 shares. Okay, before the market open. Okay, before 8:58. Okay, then even though you queue at 0.88 half, right, your 5 lot will be added here. Okay, will be added into this volume. And assuming after you key in the order, the buy and sell is still at 0.88. Okay, and there's no more new order coming in or new order going out. There's no amendment of any order, and they open at 0.88. You will get your 5,000 shares at 0.88, even though you queue at 0.88 half. Okay, so that is an opportunity. Okay, to be able to buy one bit lower. Okay, if not, during normal trading hours, if you queue at 0.88, you will be queuing behind this 5.9 million, as I mentioned earlier. Okay, and the likelihood of them being done is very low. Okay, well, for this, right, this also apply to sell. Okay, it doesn't just apply to buy. Okay, we can take a look at Singtel, for example. Okay, indicative equivalent price is 5.53. Okay, there are 3.1 million to sell. Okay, if you want to get rid of it, okay, you want to sell it, but you want to sell at a higher price because yesterday closing price is 352. Obviously, you didn't sell yesterday because you want to get a price higher than 3.52. Okay, so what you can do here is actually you can queue, say if you want to sell 5,000 shares, you can queue 5,000 shares to sell at 3.52. Okay, after you put in the queue, the orders, and the IEP is still the same at 353, and assuming there's no new order going in or no withdrawal of existing order and there's no amendment, and they match at 353, your order of 352 will be executed at 353. So you actually make one bit, you sell one bit higher than the price that you put in. Okay. Of course, what I have just explained in these two examples are very hypothetical. Okay. In real time, actually, is quite dynamic. There are always people putting in order in, people withdrawing order out. Okay, so this IEP will always sometimes will just move a bit up, move a bit down. But the thing is that, let's say for example, coming back to this example on Singtel, if the worst case scenario is that the IEP moves to 352 and yours is executed at 352. Okay, if the IEP, okay, if the opening price is 501, your queue will not be done. In fact, your order will still be on the queue. Okay, so in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is that the price that you put in as a limit order, it can only be done at that price or better. It will not be worse off. Okay, so obviously, keying in order in the pre-open, pre-close, or TAC, there is a chance that you may not get the price you want, but it will never be worse off than the price that you put in. That's what I'm trying to emphasize. Okay. So this is pre-open. Next, we come to pre-close. This is taken on a screenshot taken on 4th of July. Okay, is with regards to this counter SGX. Okay, so what happened is that the market is closed. Okay. Before the pre-open, right? Before the pre-close, right? If you look at here, the time here, 4:59 p.m. Okay, 16:59 hours. It's actually selling down price. The ask price is actually 794. Okay, which means that before 5 p.m. the bid and ask could very well be 7.93, 7.94. Okay, and you are trying to sell higher than that. You are not keen to sell at 7.93 nor 7.94. So what you can do is you if you see that the closing price, the closing routine is at 7.96, you can actually put in an order to sell at 7.95. Okay, and if the price close at 7.96, okay, you will be selling your orders. Your order will be executed at a higher price of 7.96. So this is the same screenshot, but this is taken after the market has closed. So you can see that just now, before the close, the last was 7.94. Okay, and during the pre-close routine, the IEP is 7.96. Okay, so if you have put in an order at 7.95, it's very likely that it could be done at 7.96, which indeed that is what happened here. Okay, so the market closed on that day, the 4th of July, they closed at 7.96. So the whole day, let's say for example, if you have been trying to sell SGX, but you don't want to sell anything lower than 7.94, okay, and the market is coming to a close, you can actually take advantage of this pre-close routine to potentially sell at a higher price, okay, which appear in this case SGX, okay. Okay, after briefly going through the examples opportunities in pre-open and pre-close, I would like to bring your attention to this trade at close session, which is the main highlight of this webinar. Okay, in the following few slides, I'm going to show you individual stocks on this TAC session, so that you can fully understand what I'm trying to illustrate here. Okay, this screenshot is taken from Poem on the 21st of June. Okay, the following few slides, a lot of screenshots will be taken on this date as well. You may ask, why 21st of June? Okay, because 21st of June happened to be one of the triple witching date. Okay, and I'm here to show you that there is opportunity, huge opportunity during these days. Okay, let's move on quickly. Look at this QAF. Okay, this is a penny counter. I won't say penny counter. It's a mid cap. Okay, it's a small company, or rather, it's a mid cap. Okay, on that day, right? Okay, just before the market close, okay, before 5 p.m., they were actually trading at 63. Okay, sell down here means that 63 is the ask price, is the mid price, the buy price. Okay, 63 is the buy price, which means that if you want to sell QAF before 5 p.m., okay, you have to sell at 63 cents. If you queue anything higher than 63, it will not be done during the normal trading hours. Okay, so after pre-close, okay, the pre-close routine close with the last time price at 70 cents. You see, 63 and 70 cents is 7 cent difference. That is a very big difference. Okay, 7 cents. Okay, so what happened is that if you have missed the pre-close routine, no worries. The market is still trading between 5:06 p.m. to 5:16 p.m. Okay, and if you look at this screen here, okay, TAC price is TAC price okay, I'm sorry. Let me go back. Okay, this TAC price is 70 cents. Okay, and there is actually 42,000 shares. Okay, on the buy volume, the bid price is 70 cents. The TAC is 70 cents. So if you want to sell at 70 cents, you are still able to do it between these 505 and 516, okay, which is a huge 7 cents from the normal from the price from the normal trading hours, okay. And indeed, you see, as you can see here, a lot of people realize the huge difference, and they sell their QAF at this timing 506, 510, 512, 514, also at 70 cents. Okay, so this price 70 cents is actually 7 cent better than if you would than the trading price before 5 p.m. Okay, so this is one opportunity that you can explore, which means that if you have QAF, you can still sell as long as it's before 516. Okay, there are still 42,000 shares available. For example, if you sell another 10, it will become 32. Okay, if you sell another 32, it will become 0. And the next seller that come in at 70 cents, they will become the ask price. Okay, then, you know, after this 42 is being sold, okay, it will not be, there will not be done orders anymore unless there are new buyers to come in at 70 cents. Okay. Okay, this one is another example, also taken on 21st of June. Okay, is with regards to this CITIC Envirotech. Okay, as you can see here, okay, before 5 p.m., okay, at 4:59:57, the bid price is 27.5. Okay, which means that if you want to sell, if you have sold at 5 p.m. earlier, this is the best price you can get, 27.5. Okay, but after the pre-close routine end and the closing price is being established at 29 cents, okay, and there are still 511 lots at these 29 cents buyer, okay, which also means that if you have this CITIC Envirotech, and if you want to sell, you can still sell at 29 cents during this TAC session, 5:06 p.m. to 5:16 p.m. Okay, and it will be executed. Okay, so in terms of selling, as long as the TAC is 29, the bid is 29, you will be able to have it execute at 29. Okay, which is about 3 ticks higher than the price that you would have sold before 5 p.m. Okay, so indeed, there are people who actually sell at 29 at during the TAC 506. Okay, okay, let's move on. Okay, I'm sorry that part of the slide was being cut off. This is actually for SGX. Okay, SGX. Oh yeah, it's here. SGX. Okay, this is also taken on Triple Witching Day, 21st of June. Okay, as you see here, okay, at 4:59, 7.87 is the ask price. Buy up meaning you are buying at the ask price. So possibly before 5 p.m., the bid ask could be 7.86, 7.87. Okay, if you have been looking to sell your SGX that day and you couldn't find an opportunity to do so because you don't want to sell at a low price, okay, look no further to TAC session. Okay, so after the pre-close routine has ended and the closing price is being established at 7.95. Okay, okay, you in this case, right, is a bit different from the previous two cases. Look, the TAC is 7.95. Okay, but 7.95 is on the ask price. It's not on the bid price. Okay, which also means that if you would have to queue to sell at 7.95, you will be only adding on the queue here. Okay, it will not be executed. Okay, because this is not the ask price. Or rather, this is not the bid price. This is the ask price. Okay, so you might be wondering, are there actually people trading in the TAC market? Would I have any chance if I were to queue behind this? Okay, actually there is. Okay, same day, same counter. Okay, as you have noticed, at 7:15 there are actually people buying at 7.95. So although the chances are lower, but there are actually orders being done, even though it's at the ask price. Okay, this is a TAC session, 5:06 p.m. to 5:16 p.m. Okay, moving on. This one I think is quite familiar to a lot of people. It only occurred recently on the 17th of June. That was the day when San Marine went up. There was a false key around 4 p.m. plus from about say 1.44 to about 1.52. Okay, so if you have missed it during the normal trading hours, okay, like for example, if you have always wanted to sell your Sampalo Marine, okay, the jump at the jump at 4 p.m. plus, okay, your friend tell you, maybe your friend inform you at about say 5 p.m. Okay, 5:03 p.m. or 5:05 p.m. Market, you thought the market is closed, okay, and you have no opportunity to sell. Okay, that is not true. Okay, you can still try to log in between 5:06 p.m. to 5:16 p.m. Trading is still ongoing. Okay, so as you can see, the closing price is 1.51. Okay, so you have missed it during normal trading hour to sell at a higher price. You can still sell at this TAC session. Okay, this TAC session. In fact, there are still about 10 lots here. So if you have say 5 lots, 5,000 shares, you can actually sell at 1.51 and it will be executed. Okay, okay. This is quite a recent case. Seeing from these time and sales, right, you notice that actually 5.51 there have been people actually eating up and selling down, eating up and selling down. Okay, all these are 506, 507 are all TAC trades. Okay, so from here you can actually see that there are already investors who are seeking out opportunity during this TAC session. Okay, and I think investors here who may want to take note of this as well and try to get into the game as well. Okay, because indeed there are some opportunity here. Okay, this is taken on 19th of July. Okay, okay, also in July, and this is a counter on Genting Singapore. Okay, market close for the day. The closing price is 920. Okay, but during the trading session, okay, it's actually at 9292 half. Okay, 9292 half. If you have been following Genting, you'll notice that usually for Genting, the buyer and seller is a lot. It's usually in millions. Okay, so if you switch on a computer, okay, at that point in time when it's 9292 half, you may think that if I want to buy a 92, I have to queue behind all the buyers, and the likelihood of it being done is very low. Okay, then you may want to wait and look out for this TAC session, whereby it's possible for you to buy at your desired price, which is lower than the price at before 5 p.m. Okay. The previous example are all selling example. So this is a buying example. Okay. For example, if you have always want to buy Genting Singapore, okay, you don't want to buy 9 to half, but before 5 p.m., if you would have to queue to buy at 9 to half, you'll be queuing behind millions, kind of thing, or you could have missed the normal trading hours. You can still log in at these between 5:06 to 5:16. Okay, there are still opportunity here. In this case, as you see, TAC price 92, ask price 92. There are still about 700 over 1,000 shares volume on the ask volume. Okay, so you can still put in an order to buy at 92, and it will be executed immediately. Okay. Okay, so this is just an example. You see, there are people actually buying during the TAC session, 706, 707. Okay, this is another example. Okay, this is taken on 21st of June, UMS. Okay, UMS before 5 p.m. the ask price is no the bid price is actually 6.5. Okay, so it means that before 5 p.m. is about 6.5, 6.3. Okay, so if you are a seller of UMS on that day, and for whatever reason you just want to sell it off, okay, but you don't want to sell at a low price, you can wait for the TAC session. Okay, so in this case, the closing price is 64 cents. Okay, but the ask price is 64. It's not at the bid price, it's at the ask price. But the sell volume, there's only 4,000 shares. Okay, so what you can do is you can try your luck. You can actually put in an order to sell at 64, and they will be in here. Okay, of course, you have to key in during the TAC session. Okay, so as you can see, it actually at what happened on that day. This is taken just a few minutes after the previous slide. At 5:06, there are actually people who sell down at 64, meaning to say that after the pre-close routine close, right, it's actually 64, 64 half. But because these people, they have very fast fingers. Okay, so when they see that, they immediately sell. Okay, so they sell about 20 lots. That is why they sell as 50,000 shares, but there is only about 45,000 shares. Okay, so it was done 45,000 shares with the other 4,000 shares on the queue. Okay, so this is opportunity in TAC session. Okay. Okay, so these are just some other opportunity that you can find. This is a screenshot of the top volume. Okay, on the 11th of July. So you can see G Infacom 118 is the low of the day. Okay, if you have been eyeing G Infacom for a long time, okay, if you have sorry, let me go back to these slides. Okay, if you have been aiming G Infacom for a long time, okay, you want to buy, you can wait for TAC session, and so coincidentally or luckily, the TAC, the closing price, is as the low of the day. Okay, and there is still a sell volume, and is at the ask price, the sell price of 181. So if you are buying 100 lots, you key immediately, you will still be executed. Okay, so yeah, this is a G Infacom that I'm referring to. Okay, so these are the smart guy. They want to buy at the low of the day. Okay, you can still buy. So if you at this point in time, right, like for example, now is let's say if the time is 5:11, okay, you want to buy at 5:12, you key another 50 lots, it will still be done. Okay, because there's still 181 here. Okay, so this comes to the end of my webinar. Okay, if you have any questions, you can always comment below, or alternatively, you can WhatsApp me, text me, or email me at this number and this email address. And this concludes my webinar. I hope this webinar will help you in every little way possible, and it actually add values to your investment journey. Okay, thank you.